Let's start with the cheers. It's Friday. The week is over.
Yeah, the week is over.
We made it. So we only met, was it last Friday?
Yeah,
A week ago at the Startup Oasis Innovation Cafe, right?
exactly.
What was the favorite conversation you had last Friday?
That was actually with you.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you started telling me that you're interested in Buddhism and that you want to become a teacher and that your life changed dramatically.
Yeah.
And this is like, I have all my antennas.
I noticed that you were super curious.
Yeah. Immediately I thought, okay, because I'm helping people to recover after burnout. And immediately I was thinking, oh, this guy, he doesn't know what burnout means. It's like something completely different.
I think I've dabbled with it. I don't think I've actually been fully burnt out. I've had friends who have, but I think I've been close. Yeah. But I think also that because of that, I make it intentional choices to live my life a little differently.
That's how it works. I always say burnout can become your best teacher. It can either ruin you or it can become your best teacher.
Okay, so let's start there. What is it you do?
In 2 words. So basically, I'm helping people who are quietly burning. And actually, many of them, they don't even realize what's happening in their lives. Yeah, but they feel that something is terribly wrong. They're usually exhausted. They cannot sleep. They cannot manage the workload that they have to carry. They know that they cannot just drop it. Yeah, because they say, okay, I'm holding all this together.
Yeah.
Without me, it will fall apart completely. And doing this, they are going deeper and deeper and deeper down this flaming burnout spiral.
Okay,
Yeah, so
flaming burnout spiral.
Yeah.
That sounds dramatic.
dramatic, yeah, because it is. This road, yeah, I mean, they can lose, yeah, their career, they can lose their families, yeah, their health, and even life. So I'm pretty serious about it because I walked this path a few times.
Okay. Have you been burnt out?
Yeah, more times that I don't want to admit.
Okay.
I consider it addiction, honestly, because burnout usually it comes from, it has 2 different scenarios. So one scenario, people have a lot of passion about what they're doing,
Yeah.
and they just, it's me. Yeah. So we become workaholics, we cannot stop. We work ourselves to early grave.
Yeah.
And
That's probably me as well.
you see, you can recognize the patterns. And another thing, another scenario, they don't have passion.
Yeah.
They do what they don't like doing, for to make money, to keep their families safe, and they started burning, because obviously it's toxic, it's killing.
And I think that's the one that society we recognize the most. Because I've often said that if I'm passionate about something, I have capacity. Then I can go all in and I can do the 60-hour weeks or 80-hour weeks. My mind is always on and I'm loving to kind of solve problems. And for me, I haven't seen that as a problem. What I have seen as a problem, and we'll get back to it, what I have seen is like, if I'm doing something that I don't love, where I'm not passionate, and I have to, and it's just killing my soul, I could work a 20-hour week and burn.
Yeah.
But you're saying I could burn even if I'm passionate.
Yeah, this is the main point. So you can be even deeply supported by your team, by the people around you. At the same time, you do so many things. Yeah, you take so much on your shoulders, and you don't even recognize it as a problem. As you said, you're not aware of what's happening to you. Yeah, because you're constantly running on adrenaline.
Okay, yeah.
Adrenaline is one of the most powerful painkillers. So
Really?
you don't feel pain till some point,
That's interesting.
This is an issue.
Okay.
I truly believe that we live in a very toxic society. Overworking is glamorized,
Even celebrated.
celebrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, celebrated. It's a badge of honor.
So I want to jump straight through like the end and just ask what's the solution, but I'm not going to do that. We're not going to give away the solution.
There is a solution.
There is a solution?
There is a solution.
Before that, I want to discover a little more your journey. You said you do this because you burnt yourself.
Yeah.
Is that something you're comfortable sharing about?
Yeah, absolutely. I started as a veterinary cardiologist back in Moscow many years ago. I would say at that time my career was skyrocketing.
Yeah.
I was so popular working with doctors from Germany, yeah, from the States. I was performing at conferences. I loved my job so much. And at the same time, I was burning myself. Health got completely exhausted. Yeah, so many patterns. Like I have to do it alone. Uh, I cannot rest. Yeah, rest is weakness. And yeah, I burned myself and I was hospitalized and I was advised by doctors to quit my job. So basically the same cycle. Yeah, first you start working really hard, then you become successful, and then you collapse.
Yeah. So this was a physical collapse.
Physical and mental.
Yeah.
And physical, absolutely. With all the chronic autoimmune diseases, my immune system failed completely. That's why actually I was strongly recommended quit,
Yeah.
not to work with animals. And that was so dramatic because I love animals. I love hunting.
Yeah.
My passion burned me. Yeah, so I stopped and I moved to the sea because okay, my doctors told me you should live by the sea, and this can cure you. Yeah, that's can help. I started working on sailing boats, and I was working as a watch officer because I was experienced enough to apply for this job and was accepted. And you know, the same story repeated itself. Yeah, first hard work, then success, approval, and then devastating collapse. Imagine a complete change of scenario, of setting,
Yeah.
change of careers. I even like moved from the land to the sea. It didn't help. So if you have psychological patterns, yeah, like perfectionism, like people pleasing, I had all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, they will run the show. And then I decided to move to Spain. I was hoping for some easy life. And of course, I was hoping to recover my health and not to repeat the same story again. I started working for Erasmus Plus organization. And this job was done. No, it's like a lot of projects, a lot of things are going on, deep research. The work itself is intense, but what I started noticing that people around me, they were experiencing exactly the same problems, but nobody was willing to admit it.
Okay.
They were burning. So working over weekends, yeah, not sleeping nights, skipping their vacations. They came to some very important realization that people who care the most, yeah, they hurt the deepest.
Okay, that gives me goosebumps.
Yeah. Yeah. So they give much more than they have.
Okay, you're painting a pretty bad picture.
Yeah, I would say so. Every time when I start talking about burnout, I feel that I'm going into something black, yeah, into something dramatic.
Right, but you didn't stop there. You didn't go hide in a cave, right?
Exactly.
What changed?
Imagine, yeah, you might start asking questions, yeah, why this is happening again and again, again and again. So I was completely sure that if I change the scenario, job, yeah, place, country, then everything will be fine. Yeah, you can start.
Because it's external. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not me. It's everybody else's fault, right?
Exactly. But then I realized that maybe I am the root of the problem. And maybe something inside me is not broken, yeah, but it's functioning in a way that is constantly causing burnout.
Yeah.
Some kind of patterns. So first, of course, I tried talk therapy. So I was talking a lot to professionals, yeah, about what's happening. Actually came to conclusion it actually doesn't help much. If you can understand, yeah, your mind can catch up with what's happening. But it doesn't mean that you will change your behavior.
Yeah.
Because I consider burnout in my case and in case of many, I call them high achievers, yeah, or perfectionists or overgivers, that the root cause is actually lies in addiction.
Okay.
Severe addiction. It's like alcoholism, but alcoholism.
Yeah.
Any problem you have, whatever is happening in your life, yeah, you don't face it, you try to solve it just by working harder. Yeah? Working harder, working
Yeah.
more, longer hours.
It becomes an escape.
Yeah, it becomes an escape. But like with any addiction, yeah, you know that this is super bad.
Yeah. My best friend's an alcoholic, sober alcoholic. He's been sober many years now. And he did AA and still does. And there, the first step is just admitting the problem.
Yeah, absolutely. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I believe that if I start with my thoughts, this is a long, long, long way to go. I realize that I have to start with my body.
Okay.
If I can change how my body behaves under stress, then I can change what my brain thinks. And this was my biggest realization, I would say. Start with the body. And this way, yeah, I can reprogram my behavior step by step. I've gone for, I think now for more than 20 years, doing Tibetan meditation practices. And my mind is trained. Yeah, my brain is trained to notice everything what's happening around me. But now, when I'm conscious enough, yeah, I can see what my body is doing. Yeah, and that is right. My point of view is, of course, we live in the most medicated, suicidal, and depressed society in the history of humanity. But you don't have to give your power to this society. You can change something within yourself. And then life becomes better and better. Not easier, yeah, but better. I truly believe that you don't have to abandon your career. You don't have to abandon your passion to thrive in your life. Yeah, to prosper.
So you found an answer for yourself, right?
Yes.
Started working with your body, with awareness, with routines. And now you help other people with this?
Exactly.
How did that happen? How did you start that?
I started interviewing people like you do now.
Okay.
Yeah. I was asking, first we didn't publish it because it was too intimate, too private.
Of course.
But you can't imagine how many interviews, like to understand properly, clearly what people need. I was curious enough if my approach would work. And I started inviting people. Like practice clients, yeah, please come. Work with me. Let's try it together. And I started seeing results. And that was so inspiring. And especially when someone comes to you and says, oh my God, maybe for the first time in 5 years, yeah, I was able to sleep the whole night. Yeah, without waking up, without waking up in the morning.
Yeah.
3 a.m. Yeah. And you see that you can help people. It becomes a passion. It became my passion. As a former addict, workaholic,
Yeah.
yeah, now I can help people who are struggling with the same issue.
Okay. I love that. Also because it relates back to my idea that I'm exploring now. So I've done a lot of different things.
Why do you think you were changing so many roles?
Probably a couple of answers to that question, but the main one is one of my core values is adventure.
Okay.
So I love to fill my life with experiences. Big experiences, travel the world, go live somewhere else, small experiences, a picnic on the beach. But adventure gives me life fuel, it gives me energy. So I seek adventure, I seek newness. And part of my personality, I'm more of a visionary and a builder than an operator. So I like a new challenge, a new problem. But once that's solved, I get bored. And I like to move on to the next thing.
Not fatigue, not tiredness, but boredom.
Bored, yeah. I don't think I've left any of these jobs because I was fatigued. I don't think so. Maybe I didn't realize it. But usually I've gone from one high-performing job to another. And like we said in the beginning, I get very passionate about what I do. Like every job I've had has been a dream job. Like I go in there and like, oh, this is the greatest thing that could happen. and then I'm done with it, and then I'm looking for my next dream job. A big thread throughout my life is the search for happiness, search for purpose, the search for meaning. And that's a question I've been wrestling with a lot. I think I've generally been happy, but people describe me as a happy person. But I think what I've come to realize is the first half of my career was about building skills and capabilities and hustling and getting the promotions. And now that I'm done with that, I realized maybe it was lacking meaning. And now I'm starting with my second half of my career, and now I want to give back. And I want to take those skills and experiences and find a way to contribute to something bigger than myself. So I've spent the last 9 months. 9 months ago, I quit my job. I rented out my apartment, bought a camper van, and traveled with my guitar and my journal. So I asked myself the question, who am I? But also the question, who do I want to be? And I came across this concept of Dharma, which I wasn't aware of previously. And my understanding of Dharma might be different from yours. Is that we're all born with a purpose, a place. This comes primarily from Hinduism. I know Buddhism has a different perspective on it. And to realize that purpose or place, we are given a set of natural abilities, something that we're just very good at. So what it says, if you can go back and figure out what those natural abilities are, they're a clue, they're a hint, they're a compass. And I've come to believe that my purpose, simple, like I thought it was something really complicated, but I believe my purpose is to use my natural abilities first, and then my life experiences second, to contribute to something bigger than myself. And then the question is, okay, what are my natural abilities? And
Yeah, that's the question. What do you think are your natural abilities?
so,
What are you so good at?
so I took a test. Think of it as a horoscope. It classifies Dharma into 9 archetypes. So we have 9 different personality types that we can have. One could be entrepreneur, caretaker or caregiver, warrior, visionary we spoke about, entertainer, teacher. There's a few more. I can never name them all at once. And as I read about these, particularly teacher, I was like, oh, wow. Like something just clicked. I've never considered myself to be a teacher. I've always thought I was an entrepreneur. But I was like, I have always been a coach or a mentor or created courses or helped my teacher in school teach the classes. Like it's always been natural for me to help others learn. I love taking something that's complex, a concept, and making it simple.
Wow.
Understanding it for myself, and then when I understand it for myself, giving it to others. Always been a red thread, but I've never identified with it. But now that I read about this and the test said clearly you're a teacher, I'm like, okay, I'm a teacher. Like that's who I am, it's who I've always been. And now I just have to figure out how to apply that on the world. So the first one that comes to mind is what I'm trying to solve for myself. Purpose, happiness, meaning. If I can help people find their purpose, their happiness, their meaning, I think that would be incredibly valuable. Similar to you, you've burnt out, so now you want to help people with burnout. So this has always been a journey for me, and now maybe it's an opportunity to help others.
Yeah, because we usually say like the deepest wound, yeah, can be the best way to help others.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that you have wounds. Because from your story, I got it, that everything was quite stable in your life. Maybe it's not the case, right?
It's a good question.
Or you might find some wounds
Yeah.
if you're honest with yourself.
Depends on how deep the wounds have to be. I don't necessarily agree with the hunt for trauma. It's very popular now. Everybody's looking for their trauma so they can go heal those traumas. And I do agree, people have traumas in various degrees, some more than others, right? But I almost think it's unhealthy to go looking for them. Like if they're there and they need to be dealt with, great. But I think we make up a lot of traumas in modern day, and we spend too much time like trying to figure out what's wrong with us instead of trying to figure out what's right with us. So I prefer to take that positive view and start with the view that life's pretty good.
So maybe this is so good that life is pretty good.
Life can be pretty good,
Yeah.
right? But it requires action. It requires that you're intentional, that you follow your values, that you live according to your dharma. And if I look through my career, I've been successful, but, but there's always been something missing, like a deeper meaning.
Yeah. So look, you have this natural ability, yeah, to teach people
Yep.
to explain its concepts
Yep.
in a simple way. Which is incredible. It's a rare talent. Yeah, because we tend to complicate everything, usually.
It's so funny because when people have a talent, they don't realize it themselves. Right? When you're really good at something, you just assume everybody else should be good at it.
Wow.
And
That's powerful.
yeah, and therefore like you don't see it in yourself. Which is why I've
That's a
probably
blind spot.
I've probably never seen this before. Because it's like breathing. I'm very good at breathing, but I rarely tap myself on my shoulder.
So you have the skill, and now you need to find the way, yeah, or the field where you can apply it.
Yeah.
So, for example, you're a musician, passionate musician.
Yes.
What else? You're a passionate traveler.
Yes.
Adventurer.
Yep.
What else? What other?
What other passions I have? So we can do my core values. Maybe that helps.
Yeah. Because it's all, it's all interconnected. Your skills, your core values, yeah, if you put them all together, then you will have the answer to your question.
Yeah, I like
What should I
that.
do?
I like that. So adventure, inspiration. I love to be inspired by great minds, but I also love to inspire others. Impact, make that dent in the universe, and then togetherness. I'm much happier when I do things with others. So collaborating with someone instead of going off and doing something fully on my own, I think is important.
Very good. And what do you think? Where help is truly, truly needed? Now you need to find a place where people would benefit a lot.
Yeah.
Because they miss your skills. Because if you want to contribute to bigger cause, yeah, it's not all about your passions, but you need to find someone who desperately needs your help.
Yeah.
They might even not know that you exist.
The idea that keeps repeating itself that I'm passionate about now is taking 50 lunches, what we're doing right now, and turning that into a concept, turning it into a product. Teaching the frameworks of Ikigai or Dharma or value mapping, teaching how to find people to have conversations with and how to have great conversations, and then helping people make sense of it all.
That's amazing.
How would I turn that into a living?
Yeah. Again, the same answer. Yeah, you need to find people
Yeah.
who desperately need your help.
Yeah.
Who's looking for meaning? Maybe someone who lost their job or suffocate,
Yeah.
destroying stuff.
But you've already done this, so I'm curious. Like you've taken your problem, turned it into a passion and a living. How did you do that?
The first part was to find my own way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, to find tools, philosophy, mindset, all together to help myself to get out. Then to see if it works for others. It was my big question.
So you tested it.
Yeah, absolutely. So if it's repeatable,
Yeah.
and when I realized that it works, and we become more and more confident about what you're doing because we see the result.
I still probably have that like questioning, like is it valuable? Would people want this?
Yeah, but the moment you get positive feedback,
Yeah.
and you see it works, this moment changes everything. And the idea is to find people who can work with you and benefit from trial and error, trial and error.
Thank you. Thank you for all of your advice. This has been a wonderful conversation. I love your story. And I love to hear how you've taken your own challenge and turned it into something that is now meaningful for you.
Yeah.
Truly inspiring. How do people find you if they need your help?
So I have a website. It's very simple to remember, Mastery of Skills.
Mastery of Skills.
Mastery of
That's
Skills.
a great title.
Yeah. On the homepage, you can find emergency, burnout recovery kit. And I truly believe it's very helpful when you feel that you're overwhelmed, you feel that you're anxious, you're not in control of your life. So it works like complete reset in your nervous system.
Amazing. I will put it in the links below, and together with your LinkedIn and all of your other information. Thank you so much again for participating today. I really appreciate this conversation.
Yeah. Thanks for your question.
Come here.